Well, in this video, we briefly go over how ANOVA shows up in regression. And again, it's the same thing in regression, which we've already covered. The ANOVA table is there to test are any of our coefficients statistically different than 0. So back to this problem, we've got the 1976 NFL football season. We got the wins for each team, and there are some statistics. And if we were going to do a regression analysis, well, the very first thing that we would have from a statistical test are all our null hypothesis is that all coefficients, all of our slopes are equal to 0. And 2, the alternative is at least 1 is different than 0. Step 3, set an alpha. Step 4, go calculate an F-stat in ANOVA. And then if I go under data analysis regression and grab the data, try to grab the data. Sorry, I'll get it in a minute. There's my wins and my y variable here, my x variables. We get the typical regression output, but I want to focus on the ANOVA table and primarily this significance F. This is the p-value. This is the p-value. So the F-stat is 8.36. So back to this, my F-stat 8.36. But more importantly, what is the probability that my null hypothesis is true, which is the definition of the p-value, and it's equal to a very, very small number. And so our conclusion is that since the p-value is less than alpha, we can reject the null hypothesis, which means at least one of our coefficients is not 0. It's important. It's statistically different than 0. So back to this, I can start looking at these coefficients, looking at their individual p-values, looking at the r-squared, the adjusted r-squared to move on and do my regression analysis.